Would you also mind if I shot up heroin? I mean, I do that every hour.
John, this is your interview. You're absolutely free to do whatever it is you want to do. Welcome back to BeInCrypto, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Max, and today we have an incredible video for you in the form of a John McAfee one-on-one interview. This man needs no further introduction, so without any further ado, we're going to kick it over to the interview.
You're recording. Well, perfect. Good. Things have been very hectic today, so I'm on my lunch hour. Do you mind if I drink carrot juice?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay, because here it is. This is pure carrot juice. I drink as much as I can every day. It's the most nutritious of all beverages.
I wasn't aware.
So anyway, I'm sorry about it. Would you also mind if I shot up heroin? I mean, I do that every hour.
John, this is your interview. You're absolutely free to do whatever it is you want to do.
I'm really glad to be here. Start in with whatever you want. Listen, I will talk about everything or anything except the allegations back in the 90s when I was supposed to have eaten all of those children. I'll tell you now, I didn't do it. That's all I'm going to say about it. So anything else is fine. Okay.
Okay. Well, no, I appreciate that. I mean, one of the things that we'll just move on swiftly there. One of the things that I did want to kind of talk to you about and get your take on is, it sounds a bit cliche, but the word freedom. I think it means, so much to so many people. I know you kind of reference it a lot in your 2020 campaign. So I just wanted to get an idea from John McAfee's perspective. What does the word freedom mean to you?
Well, I mean, freedom is the simplest of all things to define. It means one thing: your body and your mind belong to you and nobody else. That's the simplest definition. And what that means is what you choose to put into your mind, what you choose to generate from your mind, what you wish to believe, what political alliances or non-alliances, that's entirely up to you. It's not up to the government, not up to anybody else. And not just the mind, but your body. If you choose to put, tetrahydrocannabinol, which is THC, which is the high ingredient in weed, into your body by snorting it and smoking it, shoving it up your butt, cooking with it, it's entirely up to you. You see, that's the only limit to freedom.
You've kind of led on to an interesting sort of contrast there for my next question, which was, I wanted to talk about Libra a little bit and kind of touch on what Facebook are looking to do. I want to know if you think there are any sort of limitations or blockages to freedom that we may run into with the launch of Libra, if we do launch.
Well, I think that Libra is 3 steps away from freedom. I mean, first of all, it's a controlled currency. I mean, they know everything about the transactions that take place with Libra. I mean, that's why would Facebook create anything of such incredible expense that was involved in creating it, if not for personal gain?
Yeah.
It's a corporation. Corporations are not agencies that give to the world. No, they take from the world.
Yeah.
Okay, so Libra cannot be expected to be a gift, for fuck's sake. No, no, it is not a gift. It's a stable coin, you bet. I mean, it has to be. It's backed by so much. The US dollar, the British pound, the euro, Japanese yen, oddly not the Chinese yuan.
Yeah,
because
I thought that was interesting.
That's not politically acceptable in America. Okay, so now it ain't a gift, so therefore you're paying for something. What are you paying? You've been paying all of your social media shit, what you buy, who your friends are, whatever. Now, What are you paying? Your financial stuff as well. Good God, people, wake up.
I think on one hand, people argue that crypto or Libra will be good for crypto because of, being able to onboard so many of the mainstream population. But on the other hand, it's like, do we want a company like Facebook to be that gatekeeper,
I don't think it will be Facebook. I don't. I think it will be institutional investors through their clients, for example. Okay. So if you got backed, for example, which opened up today, I don't know yet how successful that is, but if they're not, someone will be. Institutional investors have thousands of people whose money they invest. That's what institutional investment means, like Goldman Sachs, right? Morgan Stanley. Okay. You got one agent with 1,000 fucking customers that they call twice a week, each one, right? That's all they're on the phone.
Hmm.
That's the entire world of investment. It is. And so I think it's going to be through those, not through Facebook, because number one, Facebook is being mistrusted. Number two, the Facebook user base is not exactly the the Wall Street Journal list of who's who. Facebook is not an institutional investor. It is a social media company trying to become an institutional investor. They won't. They can't succeed. I think whatever happens through Facebook will be chaotic, painful for some, joyful for others, but the outcome is going to be, in terms of people getting into crypto, less than through institutional investment.
Obviously, one of the most notable questions that kind of exists and floats around this bubble is, who is Satoshi Nakamoto? We have Craig Wright testifying it's him and not getting very far. I wanted to get your take on that.
It is not Craig Wright. I promise you this. If you look at the couple of dozen people involved, even peripherally in the development of Bitcoin, every goddamn one of them wrote technical papers. Buy yourself a $300 piece of authorship software and run the white paper against any of these couple of dozen or more people peripherally related. There's only one that's going to come up. All the rest are 27 percentile, maybe 30. One is 99 fucking percent. Please God, use your heads. I'm not going to tell you who it is. Find out.
How do you think Bitcoin is going to perform, just from a typical prediction standpoint, maybe for the end of year and then maybe for 2030? Let's call it a decade's time.
2030, I have no clue for 2030. I also have no clue for the end of the year. It's too damn close. I'd say $1 million by the end of 2020 at a fucking minimum. I don't care what anybody says. Okay, that's still, what was it, 16, 17 months away. If crypto succeeds, Bitcoin is going to be on the forefront. Work the numbers backwards. If it's less than $1 million by 2020, I'll leave my fucking dick. I've already said that, and I will continue to say it.
Okay, cool. So we got 16, 17 months.
Yes, I have plenty of time.
I understand that you had announced your McAfee Freedom Coin, right? Can we have an update on that? Where are we looking there? When can we expect release?
Well, about the same time I announced it, I had to go on the run from Cuba and then was arrested in the Dominican Republic with my wife and staff, and then had to go undercover. The Freedom Coin, I'm afraid, will not happen. I'm sorry. Life is an unexpected, miraculous, and frequently unpredictable affair. Yeah. And my life just took a turn which said survival.
Yeah, it's slightly more important.
Suddenly took precedence over all of my plans. Okay. My plans went astray. And so my apologies to those who eagerly anticipated it. I'm afraid I'm 74 years old. I am in hiding. If you want to see the room, I can move here.
Yeah, I see that.
Metal cage, right? It's called actually a Faraday cage from Michael Faraday. No, hang on. A 19th century inventor
Yeah.
and physicist and mathematician, a Faraday cage. So no signal can come into this thing and no signal can go out other than those that I choose. Do you
Oh,
understand?
amazing. Yeah,
Going
yeah,
out on a hard wire to a location thousands of kilometers from me that no one will ever figure out, because from there we have multiple VPNs, and
yeah.
you're not going to find me. That's all. But no,
I want to talk a bit more about government, perhaps, or a bit more about, regulation. Obviously, I think it was last week, Binance issued their US customer ban. Is that positive, negative? How will that impact the space?
well, I mean, CZ's action, well, that's negative. Why didn't he just stand up to them and say, fuck you? I mean, God, man, he's in China. All right.
Mm,
America is a different nation state that has no jurisdiction where he is. So, no, that was a fuck you. That was a stupid thing, CZ. Why don't you just go? No. Instead, he bowed down. I understand why. It's because America has a powerful and long reach, even into countries that
mm,
are powerful and are not friendly. The regulations, the um, uh, the laws that Congress is passing, the institutional restrictions. Some banks will not allow you to have an account if
mm.
if you're going to be dealing with crypto.
Yeah.
None of that matters once we accept distributed exchanges and privacy coins. Put those two together. Well, it doesn't matter what law you make, what
Yeah.
regulation you come up with, what restrictions you would like to impose on my actions. I
So,
just say fuck. I just say fuck you.
and
What difference does it make to me? And every individual will do the same. This people is why I'm hiding in a Faraday cage, in an unnamed city, in an unnamed country, on an unnamed continent, because I say what I just said to you. And because I'm telling you this now, the world is trying to collect me. They don't want these words to reach your ears.
what, if any, sort of regulations or rules would you put on cryptocurrency or blockchain usage?
I think that any rule, that any regulation, beyond the regulation that we have the right
Mm,
to put into our bodies and minds
mhm.
whatever we choose, the right to think whatever we want, and the right to do whatever we wish, provided we don't interfere with other free people's rights to
Yeah.
do what they want. That the only rule you need is don't fuck with your neighbor. I mean, do as you wish to the limit of interfering with somebody else's ability to do as they wish. We don't need any other laws, because from that law comes all laws. Thou shalt not kill, that interferes with your neighbor's right to experience freedom. Thou shalt not steal, that interferes. Good God, there's only about 5 things that we need. Don't steal, don't murder. They don't have thy neighbor's wife. No, I don't think that's a problem. I mean, if your neighbor's wife wants to fuck you, then fuck thy neighbor's wife if you wish. That's not a law. We don't need that shit. Let the neighbor's wife and the neighbor work that shit out. Please God, people, do you see how complex we have become? You think we need regulations. You must convey to those people who are buying your security all of the negatives of your company. Bullshit. We're adults. You get sucked into a scam, it is your fault. And the purpose of the scam is to educate you. End of story.
Okay, last question then. I just want to do a little quick fire. I'll give you 3 or 4 cryptocurrencies and just give me good, bad, just a quick opinion, one sentence. You cool with that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Bitcoin. We've got to start with Bitcoin.
It's the grandfather. It would be the store of value. It's not the end all of it. Next.
Okay. EOS.
Well, listen, I mean, my good friend Brock Pierce was involved in that. I can only say good things about it.
Okay.
Next.
BNB, Binance Coin.
I mean, I know CZ. I don't even like CZ. Why would I like something he had created?
Okay. And Ethereum.
I think the smart contract is one of the greatest applications yet.
Totally agree. Fundamentally agree.
Yeah. I'm sorry. That's what I think.
Tron, TRX.
Oh.
I had to get that in there, and it had to go last.
I cannot comment because of a conflict of interest.
Okay, no problem. Well, I mean, I've had a really, really interesting, insightful time with you today. Amazing. Thank you so much for your time, John. Have a lovely day.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.